dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:01 on this Wednesday. I'm Will Puckett. Well, the temperatures are dropping fast and the freezing cold weather is moving into the region along with a trace of snow to the northeast of eastern Kentucky. So let's bring Brandon in and get a better idea of what you can expect on your Wednesday and how long this freezing cold will last. Brandon, good morning.
Frigid is the word of the day, Will, and good morning to you as well. Good morning to all of you out there. Let's take a look at the camera network, and we start on I-64 Moorhead, where they've been seeing some pretty good snow and some visibility issues for the last little bit. So again, keep in mind, anything like you see there on the roads there will stick to the roads this morning if you see snow in your area, and that's drifting a little bit farther south as we head through the morning hours. I'll show you a little bit more of a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar here in just a second. Outside WYMT, still quiet this morning. It is cold across the region no matter where you look over Whitesburg, and then here on pinpoint Doppler radar, there's the snow drifting south with that cold front, the second Arctic cold front that is drifting through, and it's creating some dramatic temperature changes. I'll show you those here in a second. Winter weather advisory through later this morning. And I say that because the western counties end at 9 out toward I-75, the central counties end at 10, and the counties back toward the West Virginia border end at 11. Wind chill advisory also through 1 o'clock for the Mountain Parkway and I-64 corridor and into parts of southwest Virginia. Temperatures already cold up north, or cold everywhere, but really cold up north. 12 in Moorhead, 10 in Lexington, 8 in Louisville. We go to the wind chills. It feels like 0 in Moorhead, 2 at Richmond, single digits and across a big chunk of our area, 6 below Lexington, 6 below also in Louisville. So max warming on the coffee meter. If I need to put another level on there for days like today. Out the door forecast, we are going to see snow early for parts of the region. Everybody not going to see that, but parts of the region. And then frigid air continues as our daytime high has been reached already. We only go down from here to about 10 by 7 o'clock tonight, maybe even single digits. I'll have the rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, millions of Americans are being cautioned to stay indoors and out of the frigid temperatures today. At least 6 deaths related to the polar vortex have been reported so far. Mike Puccinelli of CBS's Chicago station WBBM has the latest.
The cold is no joke today.
Stay in the house.
Wind chill temperatures in parts of the Midwest are forecast to plunge to 40, 50, and even 60 below zero.
And it's like hard to take a breath in.
Some are taking it in stride.
The wind, definitely makes it a little bit colder, but it's not too bad.
While others are ready to hunker down.
Probably gonna be in my dorm all day, staying warm.
The dangerous cold has forced schools and businesses to shut down for the day. The Postal Service suspended delivery in some areas.
There's no type of mail in this world or package that is worth our safety.
Here in Chicago, we're expected to see record-breaking lows today. Officials are doing what they can to get the homeless off the streets.
No one in need of a safe or warm place to stay will be turned away. No one.
The city also turned 5 buses into mobile warming centers. The polar vortex is expanding over the United States as areas of low pressure and cold air near the North Poles move south into the northern hemisphere, bringing some of the coldest weather in a generation.
Please take precaution.
Governors in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan declaring emergencies as temperatures continue to drop. Mike Puccinelli for CBS News, Chicago.
Well, now the National Weather Service says a wind chill of minus 25 can freeze skin within 15 minutes. Now, with the temperature dropping, it is no surprise that people are warming up their cars before getting inside of them. In Martin County, Sheriff John Kirk says that's not such a great idea. He says each year when the temps drop, the number of car thefts goes up as people leave the keys in the ignition while warming up their vehicle.
The big thing is make sure it's locked. If you leave your car unattended and it's running, there's a lot of temptation there for these people that are car thieves.
Now, not only does it create a crime of opportunity for thieves, it can also be illegal to leave your car idling while unattended. Here in Kentucky, you are good to go if your doors are locked, but your car can only be running for 15 minutes. Well, the Salvation Army in Middlesboro is opening their doors as an emergency shelter. As temperatures continue to drop to dangerous lows through Thursday, staff at the Salvation Army are volunteering to help people get out of the cold and stay at the building through Thursday night. Excuse me, as they fear what may happen to anyone staying outside.
When it gets down to the teens and even below zero, it can be a life and death situation.
Now, the emergency shelter began at 6 last night and will continue through Thursday. Well, known for being the city of hope, organizations in Manchester come together to help people who may not have a warm place to stay during the frigid months. Warm Souls for Worn Souls opens its doors to the homeless community to make sure no one goes to bed hungry or cold. WYMT's Lauren McCourt visited the shelter in Clay County and has more.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, one person can't really do this job.
It takes an army of people.
It is a total community effort. There's no one person, no one organization. Everyone's coming together.
And this is not just run by one person, one church, and I really like that. It's a God thing.
Warm Souls for Worn Souls started out as just a warming center open during the day.
So as time went on, I began to realize that, these folks need a better place to lay down in.
And turned into something greater with a little help from the community.
In a couple weeks, they put these great beds together, and they're stout and they're comfortable. And they're just awesome.
These beds were built and donated by Chad's Hope Center of Manchester. Not one organization takes full credit for this ministry, though. It's a community effort.
People's, ready and willing to help and pitch in, and it's amazing thing.
To help people like Valencia Robinson, better known as V.
I was on the streets. I had nowhere to go. And they gave me a home, and they're more family to me than I've ever had.
A worn soul brought in by Warm Souls.
This place is heaven. It's my dream come true.
Who is forever grateful God brought her here. In Clay County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
The shelter has extended their hours during the next couple of cold days. For more information, you can check it out on our website at WYMT.com. Well, there are several other locations across the mountains that are open or will be open as shelters for warming centers for the next couple of days. The First Christian Church of Paintsville, the Creek Church in London, the Prestonsburg Church of God, the London and East Bernstadt Fire Departments, the Letcher County Recreation Center in Whitesburg, and the First Baptist Church of Louisa will all open their doors to people who need to get out of the cold. You can find that information, including the times they are open, on WYMT.com. Now, despite little snow yesterday morning, several schools were closed. Pike County School Superintendent Reed Atkins says he canceled school due to the condition of back roads. Belfry Elementary Vice Principal Rhonda Krieger and Principal Jill Maynard say they wanted to motivate the students in a new way. After 3 takes and 15 minutes of songwriting, the duo made a video to tell their students to stay home.
We like to put a little twist and a spin on it and bring smiles to everybody's faces and get them all pumped up about doing their NTI day packets.
Now, students do not have to make up missed snow days in the summer if an NTI day is declared. You can see the full video on our website, WYMT.com, as well as a list of closings for today. They're also at the bottom of your screen. Well, soft. That's the word Governor Bevin used to describe schools who call off due to the cold. He was speaking on 840 WHAS in Louisville yesterday. The governor says he thought that calling off when there is a lack of snow and ice sets a bad example for kids. Now, as a reminder, we just said there are several closings and delays across our region today. To find out if your school is closed, just head on over to WYMT.com, or as always, you can download the free WYMT mobile app and sign up for push alerts to let you know right away if school's canceled. Well, coming up this morning, for the second time in 2 weeks, Purdue is recalling some of its chicken nuggets. And later we check in on sports, where the Kentucky Wildcats were back in action on the hardwood last night. See how things went down coming up.
We've been talking about today for almost a week now, and you should be prepared for the bitter cold air. I'll tell you when it will end in about 2 minutes.